Hi there, and thanks for taking the time to look at our Workbie Business Management Suite demonstration video. The idea of the video is just to give you a general view on how the Workbie Business Management Suite will work for you. We will give you deeper dives, more detailed videos on the various areas. For instance, when we look at projects, when we look at tickets, but just for the time being, just a good feel for you is what this video will hopefully deliver. And with that in mind, I'm just going to sort of start the ball rolling by explaining to you that obviously you'll see the Workbie logo and the Workbie color scheme. Even on demonstration sites, we put your logo, your color scheme in to start, to personalize that for you. If I look at the dashboard here, I see that I've got 4 tiles on this dashboard on the home screen. It may well be that different people within different roles within your business need to see different home pages, and they will have access, whatever modules that have access to, they can actually come in and they can change that, like so. A typical salesperson might say, well, actually, I just want to see 2. I'd like to see my deals. I'd like to see my tasks. I save like so. So there's a simple file tile for you. So hopefully that makes sense. Notes, pretty straightforward. People will put notes in. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with notes. You just come and add your note and you get a great visual on that. Most people use tasks for this. Tasks, you can put your statuses in, you can build these tasks in a deal, in a job, in a contact, in a site, and I'm just bringing that to your attention because you'll see you have an audit trail here. But that's a nice visual, and you can click back through to that particular contact, where it was built, etc. Audit trail. You got your statuses. At the moment, we've got not started, in progress. You might want to see your completed tasks as well, like so. Pretty straightforward. As we spoke about earlier, whether it's going to be in a deal or a contact, if I just want to see tasks that are built from a deal, I can see. And tags, you can tag every part of the business management suite, and tags are really simple but really useful, and I will get to them in the next module with customer, and but you'll see how they relate across the full software. So if we look at customers, we can come in to customers and we see that you have a really familiar customer list, as you may see in Outlook, on your phone, in Teams. It's all pretty much here, and I see you've got a nice visual of where your customers are as well. Just going to explain tags to you now. Tags, within your customers, you might have 4 or 5 different types of customers, and let's say, for instance, for demonstration purposes, it's landlords. You select and you'll say, well, these are all the landlords, people that are tagged up with landlords within my customer base. And then at some point, we're going to have you'll be able to select those and email your landlords as well. So, for email purposes or for any sort of overview on data purposes, that's there. Again, another example, it might be solicitors. These are solicitors, so you have that. And you'll note there's quite a few options on tags there, and you just personalize within your admin center area, which is here. You would come and you just build your tags, all pretty straightforward, personalized to yourself. Let's have a look at one of the customers just to give us a view of how this would work. Stoke Property Management, for instance, I'm going to select because I know I have quite a bit of data in there, and here I can see information relating to Stoke Property Management. And I can see the sites. I see that Stoke Property Management has 1 head office and 3 satellite sites, and these are the sites. So I can click through to see the information from that site if I so wish. And again, it's a similar sort of setup to the main customer service, but let's have a little look here. Contacts. These are all the contacts that work for Stoke Property Management. These work at head office. These are the contacts that work at the various different sites. Any notes I have on the go, any links. Links are really powerful. Typically, people are using a document storage with, it could be OneDrive, it could be SharePoint, Teams, it could be Google Docs, and that's a great place to back up and store your documentation. No one ever got fired by Microsoft. When it comes to document storage, it's a really good, strong place. But you want to have that document related to the various areas of your business in the business management suite. And for instance, here, how would you do that? You come in here. You can upload from your computer, but what's the way to go is you put the URL in for the SharePoint site, for instance. You put a name on there, and then you just put it, and it sits. And then here's an example how that would work for you. If I select the site, it comes straight through, and there's my information if required. pretty straightforward, like so. Tasks we have touched on. There's your tasks that relate to Stoke Property Management. Any services, these are services that you offer them. Um, any deals you have on the go, and we'll touch on deals when we get to Kanban board in a bit, but as you've got your deals, you can build your deals from here. Projects, again, we'll touch on projects a bit later, and that's for a more detailed video. Accounts I will touch on, but typically you can just come and build a quote, a purchase order, an invoice from the actual customer or the deal, wherever you're sat with. Emails. So these are all the emails that have the Stoke Property Management domain name on, would sit under Stoke Property Management. And if you're a contact within Stoke Property Management, it'd be all the emails relating to that particular contact. And then obviously all the contacts will filter here. Activity shows us an audit trail of activities of what's been going on in Stoke Property Management. So you can come in here and see what the full audit trail and the flow of everybody in your business, of what's gone on with this particular customer, and you can just come and click on that and have a good look. Forms I will get to in a bit as well. Forms are really powerful, really useful, and I'll give you some ideas on what we're doing for an existing customers on forms. But yep, all in one place. If we come to contacts, we can see the overview of contacts looking very similar to the customers. And again, we've got the tag scenario going on here. How might that look? Again, I can search for a contact. Oh, I've actually gone through his email address there, which is not what I was requiring. I was just wanted to come on him. There we go. And again, you've got the same setup as to what you had under customers. And again, I think I mentioned that you'd have all the emails relating to him there. Links, overview for your links, and you can pin these as well. Emails is essential area for any customer contact that you have. It will sit here in that one place. So we're now looking at sales, and again, there's a deeper dive to be had here, but your Kanban boards look like so. And then quite simply, we're in CRM setup here, but typically what a lot of customers do, they'll have a sales process, and they would just say, well, it comes in, somebody's emailed in with an inquiry, and we would automate that so it drops straight into your inquiry area, and you want to actually just move that across like so. So you'd move that across, and then that would eventually come to closed. And then once you close that deal, you just want to change your Kanban flow, and you might put that into setup, and that will then sit into contracts received. Then obviously you can move that across on your statuses like so as well until complete and happy. And again, you're building your pipelines in here. They are totally flexible and editable, and I would spend some time showing or building those for you and getting you up and running and giving you the flow like so. Departments, you put your departments in that relates to the board. Form builder, I am going to touch on via the Kanban. So if you're in like so, and you have a form builder, you would have a form that you can select. You'd open that form, and how people are using these forms, and I'll give you a real life scenario at the moment, is we have a customer that has the fitters out in the field, and they have a form for their manufacturing process, and they have a form for their fitting process. And what it does, it automatically will bring in the customer name, address, and all the details, and then there'd be a tick box, and you're just ticking those. And as you tick that box through, and the customer says that they're satisfied, at the end they will then take a photograph of the job that they're finished. In this case, it's bespoke furniture within a property, and the customer manually signs. And then once that happens, that just comes straight back, and that would update the Kanban board for you. But how does that work for the actual fitter in the field? The link to that form is shared via email to the fitter in the field. So he doesn't need to open a CRM. He just opens the link, and he does everything on that link, and then he just puts send at the end, and it updates everything for you. So you're not paying for a fitter to have a CRM. or a business management suite. It's just quite simply, it's a link for them. So it keeps it really simple and really cost effective. And Forms is extremely powerful. It's a great way just to make life easy for everybody whilst it's trackable, and to see that the customer has actually manually signed with a picture as well. Um, Services, you're putting your services, again, this relates back within the business management suite, but that's something for a later date. And then your suppliers, straightforward. Tickets needs a deeper dive, but tickets will work very similar to with the Kanban board for the flow, but you can come and have a full history of a ticket. So if somebody would um, raise a customer service issue by emailing in, so that might be info@workbie.com, and they would email that in. And then that will be picked up by your service team, and then the interaction, the full interaction and the flow on that particular ticket will come all the way through. You have the option to add internal notes that the customer can't see, so people working on it can see that, because there is a collaboration. Someone might go to lunch, but they're picking up tickets because they're sharing the tickets, and it will work its way down there. And then ultimately at the end, you want to say, are you happy? Can I close this ticket? And they say yes. And that sits on that customer, on that contact. So you've always got a history of it. And then we are going to put a Kanban board on here as well, just to refresh your memory. What it might look like. So there'll be a Kanban board of statuses as well for all your tickets, which you might want on your wall, so everybody can see exactly what is happening. Um, I mean, projects is a deeper dive. We would need to really come in there, because projects really, although we've simplified projects down for people, I don't know if anyone's seen a typical project software. You'd probably need a degree in computer science to understand exactly what's going on. So we have simplified that down by talking to our customers and designing it to make it as intuitive as possible for them. So it's a real live environment for SME owners. But that's really good. So if you have an interesting project, please talk to us, because we're doing a lot of work on that and we're really proud of it, to be honest with you. And to finish off with the accountancy side, you would build a quote anywhere in the CRM or from accounts. You'd come in like so, and you'd build that quote. And then you can take that quote through um, to be a job. And it would be, for instance, there we see there. So it might be that you then need a job with a pick note. So you can pick the items as they come in. You can see what you're awaiting stock. For instance, if I was to take that down to 2, I would see that I'm going to be awaiting stock of 1, like so. So it all works quite well. And then what you can have on that as well is your delivery note. And again, your delivery note will sit like so. So you can go in there, and then that, on the delivery note, that is comments and manual customer signature. And again, then invoice as well. Your quotes and everything else, it will interact via API with your current accountancy software. Example, QuickBooks or Xero. So all your invoice numbers, all your quote numbers all sit in line with that software. So that information only needs to be put in once at the front end, and will work all its way down the back end for your accountant, which saves you time, effort, and energy. Purchase orders you can generate from here, again interacts with your software, and then if required you can have your products in here as well, so you've got a stock taking facility. Hopefully I have covered that off quite well, and you're happy with what you see. It would be great to have a conversation with you, because how it works for us and our customers, there's a conversation where we ask questions to find out what your requirements are. We will have most of this built for you, but you're going to need some workflows built. You're going to need some automation built. So just, take as many manual processes out of the equation as possible. And then it's a case of delivering it, getting the data in for you, and then training everybody within the business on it, so you really get a good idea of how everything works. So there is a cradle to grave situation going on there to make sure you get the best out of Workbie Business Management Suite. So yep, hopefully that works, guys. If you need anything in the interim, please contact me here. We'd love to have a chat with you. All the best. Thanks very much. Bye bye.